All right, welcome to the Tribute Lounge. I'm Shane Johnsen, and today I'm with this legend, Brandon Cocard. All right, Brandon, I'm so stoked you're here, man. This is, I've been excited about this one, let me tell you. Just because we also have the music connection, there's a lot I want to ask you about there, because the backstory of Future Mystic, which I have on vinyl at home, thanks Blue. That's so cool. From that to, like, I've been a fan of your riding since, like, when you did Defenders of Awesome, and you did your part to a freaking Future Island song, I was like, dude knows what's up. Like, this is... How'd you choose that song?
I can't take credit for that.
Oh, you can't?
No, that's Mark Dangler all the way.
Oh, Dangler. Yeah, that makes sense also.
He's also a big music nerd. So yeah, that was actually the first time I'd heard Future Islands.
Well, yeah, because I had just found them too. So I was like, matched with your part, I was just like, I mean, regardless, we've become music pals anyway, just chatting music. But that was my first time where like you were kind of the forefront of that movie for me. That was good to see. And watching you evolve, how long have you been with Capita?
I honestly don't know. I think
I love that.
I think I first got a Capita board maybe 2006.
Yeah.
And had a couple shots in the movie First Kiss. I remember getting an email that was like, hey, if you have any shots on a Capita board, send it in, we're making a movie. So that was kind of my first tie to like any kind of Capita production. And then I'd say I've been riding professionally for them since like, DOA, which is like 2011, 2010, 2011.
We'll link that part below because it's killer. Go back and watch that. It's really good. It's really, really good.
I peaked early.
There you go. There you go. Well, and I've always thought of you, and we talked about this earlier, but you know, a lot of guys stick to one board. Cocard kind of, I'll always look and I'll be like, oh man, he's on a Black Death now. Oh, now he's on a Megadeath. Oh, now he's on a DOA. And I like that because you're really showing that the line has so many boards that you can pick and choose when you need that tool for that specific riding. So kind of like the test pilot for Capita, I've always thought. I'm like, you're always on something different. Is that by choice?
Yeah, a little bit by choice, but I gotta go with like a little ignorance is bliss on this one. Like, you know, I'll do a trick on like a snowboard that's not such a freestyle driven board, and it's a lot of like, wow, you did that on that board. And honestly, I'm like, well, I didn't know you weren't supposed to.
So that's right, because I would say that about well, not necessarily the DOA, but the Black Death, you've ridden that in the streets a few times where I was like, whoa, okay, man.
Yeah, that's a versatile board. I really like jumping on that board too.
Yeah.
It's not like a true twin, but it for some reason feels like it to me.
And if I was going to pick a board, I sort of identify you with that the most. I've seen you ride that the most, but we brought a couple boards down today. I've seen you riding the Merc.
Yeah, I ride the Merc a lot. That's actually my go-to for any kind of like powder freestyle. I also really like the Mega Mercury.
Yeah.
But yeah, lately I've been choosing the Mercury.
Yeah, the standard Merc, I like it too. It's a little, I wouldn't say it's more damp than the Mega, but it's, we'll bring this guy up because it's a nice board. That's a really nice board. Shape-wise, it's been unchanged for the last couple of years, but it's like it's one of those, if it ain't broke, you do not fuck with it. Like this board it's amazing. It's got a little bit of that wapow kick, so it still free rides like a monster, but...
Yeah, it does.
I think, well, you guys, why are you in Nelson? You guys are here filming.
Yeah, we're here filming for Torstein's project. I'm here with Mons Royslin and Mikey Cicerelli, and now Brandon Davis has just joined us as well. So it's insane. A pretty awesome crew.
Yeah, when Mons was on the show, I was going off about just like what an amazing group of like dudes to make a film with. Tor has done a very good job of picking really cool personalities too. Like that's a rad group, and it's probably easy to chill with the guys too, hey? Yeah,
everyone's really kind of like-minded and pretty just like, I don't know, focused on the project and what we need to do. And like we can be really kind of driven, like production-wise, but also when we chill, it's really just kind of natural and everyone's just hanging out. So yeah, it's a great mix of people, and I think it's going to be a great project.
Yeah, man. And just like chill group, fun group is going to make a rad movie.
Yeah.
It's just, if the pressure's chill and everybody can really perform and have fun, like those are usually the movies I love.
Definitely, yeah. You can tell when like it's kind of a forced group of people that aren't really meshing well and maybe have some off-camera vibes, you know? And I think that really shines through. It comes through in the project, and yeah, when everybody's just kind of on the same page and not really like stressing and just out there to have a good time like everybody should be on a snowboard.
Yeah.
Those are the projects that I really am drawn to.
Yeah, well, and it shows in your riding style. Like everything you're doing is fun. It's rad. It makes me want to go fucking snowboarding.
Thank you.
Which is rad.
That's the goal.
Yeah, man. So would this be the weapon of choice for most of your filming you're doing around here?
Yeah, if I'm doing like freestyle stuff, like we pat down a little jump or got a big snow cat pushing a jump, riding this board.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of a go-to. And then as far as like the natural stuff, these are the two, oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. These are the two boards that I have on my sled right now.
Oh, sick. So you're riding.
Yeah, so I'll bring both boards out.
Cool.
And it depends on what we're doing, but that's kind of the first time I've done that. Normally I just bring one board. But if there's like kind of some playful, just kind of like free ride terrain, I'm definitely riding the MegaDeath.
Yeah, that light board, man, it's like when you're in POW and free riding with this thing, it's just a vibe. It's effortless.
It's fast, it's powerful,
yeah.
And it's the lightest snowboard I've ever like had on my feet.
Same. And I was chatting with my sales rep too. It is a new base for next year. This is next year's model. And it is a new base. It's a faster base than one even came on the current season. So that's insane because the current one I rode was nuts. So that's a pretty cool upgrade on that. What bindings are you usually riding?
I'll bring the Forces out usually. Sometimes I'll ride the Atlas, but I really like just the classic Team Forces.
So you're riding the OG version?
Yeah.
Cool. Right on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of a do-everything binding, I always felt. And yeah, I honestly don't know too much about the tech, but it's kind of like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So
the OG Force was, basically stayed the same binding for damn near 6 years because it was just, it was really ahead of everybody else in the way it had that flex pattern to it. But yeah, it was just so good. Yeah. Why would you mess with it?
Yeah.
Martino knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing
when
it comes to bindings.
Smart guy.
Yeah. What boots are you usually riding?
Right now I'm riding the Vans Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just have the Parker Zumowski Pro model.
Yeah, cool.
And that's kind of this is my first season on Vans, and I'm not like on the team or anything, but they sent me some boots, and like switching over to Vans would just like really open my eyes to like what a snowboard boot can be.
Yeah. That's a good choice in model too. That's, it's not overly stiff, so you still get that flex for methods and stuff, but it's lateral, pretty stable boot.
Yeah, I'm just blown away too. It sounds stupid, but just the little zipper over the laces. Now your laces work, they're not frozen. I'm actually running the double boa, but the zipper, like at the end of the day, it's like, holy crap, my feet are dry.
Yeah, man.
Like,
everything's protected and your feet are dry. Yeah. What stance angles are you usually riding for, say, free riding?
So I used to ride 15-15. That was just like solid duck guy forever.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I'm like, my knees kind of hurt, my hips hurt, getting older. So now I'm rocking basically 5 and 12. So still duck, but I brought it in a little bit, and it's like helped a lot with the body.
That's a good stance,
the feel.
Yeah. I find because you do land fakie a lot too, so it's it's going zero or anything posy is going to throw your hips off for sure. So. Yeah, that makes sense. And then how wide of a stance you riding?
It changes all the time, honestly.
Yeah, that's good.
I've never measured my stance, ever. So it's like I can't even answer that question, but it's a little bit trial and error. I do go off the reference points a lot, but it kind of depends on the board. A lot of the times I'll set my stance back, so I just know I can visibly see that I have more nose than tail. Kind of just like a mind game for me a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes if it's, you know, dead even, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I think I got more tail than nose, or
Yeah, you need to
so
shuffle it back.
Yeah, shuffle it back a little bit, and then I think that helps a little bit with like landing in powder and stuff.
Yeah. You forward lean guy?
I wasn't until I tried the Union Ultras, which have a little bit of like built-in forward lean.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I tried that, I mean, that's like probably the best park binding I've ever ridden.
Same.
Yeah,
I go off about that binding, man.
Hands down,
incredible.
like absolutely amazing. But as soon as I was forced to use the forward lean, I'm like in the mini pipe, you know, I'm like, oh, I can hold an edge, and just kind of all these things started to click where I'm like, okay, now I understand. So I won't like crank it, you know, not yet at least. I'm kind of easing my way into the forward lean game.
Yeah, I'd love to see what the Ultras actually are, because that's what I ride a lot, and I'm not a forward lean guy, but they're perfect. And it's probably 12 degrees or maybe like one flat or two flat, maybe, whatever the setting is. It's not much.
Whatever they have it on,
it's
perfect.
good. I know. Yeah, that's I'll look into that, because that's a good call. But yeah, I even use that. That binding to me is the best free ride binding, because I just love how soft it is.
It's really playful.
Yeah. It is super fun. That's cool. Well, moving on. So that's the hard goods. Now you've been with another one of my favorite brands forever, which is Airblaster. Those guys. So when you can ride anything you want with them. You've been involved for so long. Are you running B Series always? Which is their pinnacle?
I was running B Series for a while, but now I've moved into the Glacier Series.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that you still have a lot of like waterproofing and breathability, but just personal preference, like the fabric is like a little bit more comfortable to me.
It's a little quieter.
A little quieter too, yeah. But I love the B stuff. Like you're out there in the wettest like Northwest day, and you're just totally dry. So sometimes I'll go like Glacier and then like a Beast shell. Yeah. So I'll kind of switch it up.
Yeah. But people talk Gore-Tex all the time, but that 3-layer Beast, I have one as well. My local rep, Tony, shout out to Tony, but he hooks me up every year and takes care of me. And so I've had the chance to use everything too. And I'm back to Glacier also. I just liked the colors this year, but I was just stoked. I'm like, man, this gear is great. Unless it's like raining, or we're getting like the awful sort of days we get in Whistler sometimes. But yeah, it's the whole brand's epic. But B Series is that's the pinnacle, and that's what we see a lot in the Kootenays, just competing with Gore-Tex. And you know, a lot of guys splitboarding out here, so that's kind of where that plays in.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. I actually really like this little shell, or not shell, but just like a little insulator. I'll run this jacket all the time, like in the streets, in the mountain.
That's awesome.
Like we've been sledding out, and I'll just like leave the parking lot in this jacket. It's super warm, and then I just have my ninja suit underneath, and it's just like kind of comfortable. And then, you know, you're not getting too hot, like working your way up the hill. It's kind of, you know, the classic like start cold is like always the best. But yeah, and then just play the shell on top of this jacket.
Because this still has a DWR and a face fabric to it, so it's going to be fine unless it gets like crazy wet.
Crazy wet, which I haven't noticed yet. Like I haven't been, like I've been out and it's been snowing, and I'm like, oh, I'm still like kind of dry. You know, like, oh, should I put my jacket on? Like, no, I'm still doing pretty good.
Sick. What's your go-to ninja suit?
I really like the Merino. Yeah, there's like a kind of the newer Ninja, like the Pro.
Yeah.
And those are nice too. You got to break them in a little bit.
Yeah, that one's because it's got the waffle base to it too. So I got one too, and I was like, whoa, it's like, they're thick.
But
they're serious.
They're thick, but like once you get through that break-in period, they're really nice. Yeah, they play really good. But as far as out of the box, I just go Merino.
Merino, it's so warm, and no, those are good.
Yeah, they keep you good, and they keep you from smelling too bad.
Exactly. The poly can be, everybody knows, I mean, if you're not washing the poly and you're stuck in a cabin with the boys, it sucks.
It's a little offensive. Or you're just like after the mountain going out for a beer, take the jacket off, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, totally, man, totally. Oh, that's awesome. Well, the other thing that I knew I had to ask you about, because I'm a fan, Future Mystic, when you guys did that album, again, I was lucky enough to get it on vinyl. It's rad. We'll also have a link to that down here.
Awesome.
But are you doing another album?
Yeah, I think so. I was just telling you that we were doing like we're having a little group chat this morning, and people are chirping about
Good.
finishing this album that we've been working on. It's been like 2 years coming, but yeah, no promises, but keep your eyes peeled. I'll say that.
That's good. Well, I mean, like I said, I'd have you up here and record you guys anytime. So we would love to do that.
I would love that as well.
Yeah, Cocard. And you also play in another band. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I play in a couple bands. One of them's called High Again. It's just like this local 3-piece band out of Salt Lake City. I play bass.
Yeah.
I play bass for a lot of bands. I think, you know, everyone's like, "Oh, you're the best bass player." But
Mustang short scale
Yeah,
for anybody
that's
that
it.
knows. Like,
Right.
I'm super down with that.
I'm
too.
I'm starting to think though that maybe just nobody wants to play bass.
That's kind of what happens. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm the guy that's like stoked on playing bass in town. I just love it. I love like linking with the drummer and just holding down that rhythm section, you know, and then just kind of really feeling the groove. That's kind of my favorite part about jamming or playing live or recording, is just like being in the pocket and just letting it rip.
It makes you a better rhythm guitar player too when you really understand that the pulse, you know, and that's what you get from playing bass.
Yeah.
You feel that pulse.
Totally.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, I'm super into the percussion side of things.
Well, then bass makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
That's what's making everybody move. So.
Right, yeah, it's the backbone, the heartbeat.
And the other band?
Boyfriend Sushi Town.
Yeah, which I've been checking out a bunch. Super rad.
Thank you. Yeah,
super rad.
That's my buddy Moses. He like wrote all the songs that you hear on Spotify, and yeah, he'll say that we wrote them together. But we're working on a new album that we are kind of all kind of writing together, writing our own parts and whatnot. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the Salt Lake City music scene, and I'm just like so stoked to be a part of it.
That's rad, man.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get you guys up here to play some shows. We got a great club in Nelson, so it's
we're all about it,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, one of these days we got to do it.
Yeah.
And like I say, open invitation to come record anytime, man. I'd love that.
We really appreciate it. That's so nice.
Yeah. Well, back to snowboarding.
Yeah.
I had to get that. I had to get that out there, but. I love that a lot of these, you know, a lot of the people we get to interact with, there's more to everybody than just the snowboard, right? Everyone's got a backstory, and there's a lot more artists in snowboarding than we often even talk about. So it's super cool, you know, when we get into that. But the last thing I wanted to do was kind of go through, because like I say, you're kind of, to me, the test pilot of Capita. So let's go through the lineup a little bit, and without Blue getting mad at either of us for putting these things in, pigeonholing any boards, but it's like, I'd like to be, not a this or that, but let's say, okay, it's POWing out, which board are we taking? You know, we're at Baker. It's POW, 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 it's Baker. What board are you grabbing?
I'm taking the MegaDeath, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Any sort of just like deep snow, really playful, kind of bubbly terrain. I think that's what that board is built for.
Nice, I agree. And then, okay, slope style. Groomed slope style.
I'm going.
Something at Copper.
Okay, I'm going DOA.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, standard DOA, not a super.
Just the standard DOA. It's good for jibbing. It's good for, obviously, jumping, big tabletops and whatnot. It just feels really sturdy under your feet, and it can handle the groom runs like no problem.
Yeah, we're gonna do another whole episode on the DOA again, because it was up there, and then it just kind of, I think this board kind of took over for a little while for a lot of guys, right?
Yep.
But I got back on a DOA recently and was like, oh man, why aren't we not talking about this board still?
Right.
And it's like the Force. It's one of those things that's just so damn good, but then new things evolve and we lose sight of how rad that board was. So the DOA. So
and the new graphic is fire.
Yeah, and it's Corey again, right? It's Corey, so it's anytime he's
Can't go wrong.
No. Do you ever get into any of the spring break boards?
Yeah, I do. I was a huge fan of, still am, of the Tree Hunter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've ridden that in a couple video parts, and yeah, it's just, the spring break is great for switching things up. You know, sometimes you're out on just like, you know, your normal board, and it gets a little stale a little bit. You don't really notice it until you move to like some odd shape or some funny board where like all of a sudden you're like, whoa, look at this thing on my feet. You know, it's kind of, it gives you that kind of original like fun feeling of when you first started riding.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, the Tree Hunter, the Slush Slashers, those all kind of do it for me, where it's
Good.
like changes the day up, changes the vibe, and more just like brings me back to just a really fun, like organic feeling of snowboarding.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's rad. No, I wanted your insight on a couple of those, so that's pretty cool. And I think that helps a lot of people too when we're trying to, not to pigeonhole these boards, but you know, everything's shaped for a reason.
Right.
Everything's gonna have its pseudo purpose. So yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. Well, yeah, no, we touched on a lot of things today. We won't get too more deep into the music side of it, but
Not until
Cocard,
next time.
yeah, Cocard, dude, thanks so much for
Thank you
coming.
so much.
Yeah, we'll do this again next year. I
I'd
want
love
to have
to.
you guys back all the time. I can't wait to see the movie. And again, big shout out to Cole for sponsoring this year. Sponsors this guy too for damn near 20 years probably.
Yeah,
It's
something
been a
like
long
that.
time. Yeah, that's awesome. But again, you guys, thanks so much. Please hit the subscribe button and we'll see you soon.